I am the nature hacker, and this is your world. So, today I want to talk about insomnia, and I have struggled with this for many years. And I found the 6 root causes of chronic insomnia and how to solve them, how to solve each one of these problems. Because once you know what the problem is, once you can pinpoint the problem, the solution is easy. The solution is the easy part. The number 1 root cause is vitamin deficiency, especially certain B vitamins like thiamine, riboflavin, pantothenic acid, and biotin. These are vitamins that can get depleted in the body. You can get deficiencies very, very, very easily, especially if you're eating a lot of carbohydrates and things like that, even whole grains. You can definitely still easily, quickly become deficient in these vitamins. So you can look up, online natural sources, foods that have these vitamins and stuff, but I would suggest a good B vitamin. Check out my website below. I'll have a link to an article on what I'm talking about right now, which will have even more information than I can get to in this video. But I have recommendations for products and stuff that actually most of the time I sell. So vitamin deficiency is a big one, a very big one. Next is mineral deficiency. So things like calcium and magnesium are definitely, low levels of those minerals can definitely cause insomnia. The problem is a lot of magnesium and calcium supplements are very poorly absorbed, so they end up causing things like diarrhea and stuff. So, you want to look for very high absorbable sources. One that I make is basically 100% bioavailable. It's dissolved in phosphoric acid. So it is very, very, very easily absorbed and will not cause diarrhea, things like that. The next root cause of insomnia is strep infection. So streptococcus. There's 2 most common types, and those are type A or group A and group B streptococcus. Group A commonly resides in the throat. So, if you used to get strep throat a lot, you probably have a latent group A strep infection causing anxiety, panic attacks, PTSD, insomnia, etc. Or you could just have chronic group B strep, which is usually gotten from your mom, in the womb and stuff. So I believe that is what I got. So anyway, both of these are both treated with adaptogens. The triterpenoid saponins in adaptogens will kill these bacteria. One important thing is the triterpenoids are not always the easiest thing to absorb. It's kind of hit and miss. So if you throw in something like steroidal saponins, like sarsaparilla or Tribulus terrestris, you can increase the absorption rate of these triterpenoids. So the next root cause is Campylobacter infection. So this is actually really common. Supposedly most people get it from undercooked chicken, but it's just a normal component of gut bacteria, harmful component. So what this does is it produces this like neurotoxins that do a couple things. One sign that you might notice is like kind of stabbing, pricking pains around your body, just in random places on the surface of your body. That's one symptom of this. Another symptom seems to be brain buzzing or brain zaps, especially when you're waking up out of REM sleep. So if you're having like a really vivid dream and you wake up like feel like your brain is buzzing or something, a lot of people will think that they're targeted individuals like with electromagnetic radiation, when in fact it's actually just Campylobacter's neurotoxins causing that effect. So obviously this can cause REM depletion, lack of REM sleep. Some good herbs to counter it are ginger, calendula, and chamomile. Um, and there's also a good probiotic. I haven't found any negatives about this probiotic. It's called Bifidobacterium longum. Not just any Bifidobacterium, longum. B. longum. And that seems to suppress this bacteria without producing any negative effects. There's a lot of potential negatives with probiotics. This certain probiotic doesn't seem to have, at least the negative effects I looked for, like glucuronidase and histamine production. It doesn't do any of that, but it does suppress Campylobacter. All right, now the fifth root cause of insomnia is Proteus infection. So I personally believe that this can cause Proteus syndrome, which is like the what do you call it? Symmetrical nature of the body in some aspects. I mean, you might be able to tell, like in my face, there's a couple unsymmetrical aspects. I feel like I had Proteus infection in the womb as well. So, where this bacteria typically resides mostly is in the kidneys, and it can cause chronic kidney infection that kind of goes undetected. It's not like an acute affection that you can notice, like causing burning urination or cloudy urine, things like that. You won't necessarily see that with a chronic Proteus infection. What you'll notice is low back pain. You'll notice low back pain. Like if you have chronic low back pain, it's most likely from a Proteus kidney infection. Also, what this can do, I mean, this converts the chelator amino acid histidine, which chelates nickel, iron, manganese, things like that, molybdenum. Histidine chelates, though, a copper. It keeps those moving well in the body and helps reduce nickel allergy. But what happens is that this bacteria, Proteus in the kidneys, destroys the histidine and converts it into histamine, which is an allergen and causes allergies. So having a chronic low back pain causes allergies, which obviously can cause insomnia. And it may not be overt signs of allergies. It might be hidden signs. One of those hidden signs can be insomnia. So it can also, it seems to me like it can produce restless leg syndrome in conjunction with Campylobacter. So if you can knock out one of these two, Campylobacter or Proteus, it should get rid of restless legs. To fight Proteus, alkalizing the urine definitely helps. Like potassium bicarbonate is a great way to alkalize the urine. And also essential oils like oregano, thyme, clove, and eucalyptus. And yeah, I mean, as long as you're taking under like 10 drops, you can take these internally, from my experience. The reason essential oils are usually said for external use only is because as little as 5 milliliters, which is like a teaspoon of essential oil, can kill you, and it has killed people before. It's not that it's toxic, it's that it will basically shut your brain down, and you could stop breathing and things like that. The way I have found success in treating, I've accidentally taken too much essential oils, and activated charcoal seems to reverse that really easily. But as long as you're taking under 10 drops a day, you should be safe using these essential oils internally. And obviously, like I said, link in the description to my article that lays all this out and gives some recommendations. And finally, the last cause of chronic insomnia is pineal gland calcification. So I'm sure you've heard of this, like people talk about the third eye and opening up the third eye, etc. But I'm not so sure that the pineal gland functions in that way as far as like, spiritual experiences and stuff. It may, but mainly it's producing melatonin, which regulates your sleep cycle, as you know. But the thing is that the pineal gland is outside of the blood-brain barrier, so it is exposed to environmental toxins very readily. So what's causing the calcification, I've done a lot of research, it's not excess calcium per se, but it's mostly fluoride. Fluoride really supercharges the calcification. So the epidemic of pineal calcification is actually because there is an epidemic of fluoride infiltration in the water, especially in the toothpaste. There is so much in toothpaste, it's insane, and I'm sure that you absorb a lot of that even just from the mouth and brushing. So what we need to do is chelate that fluoride from the pineal gland, and to do that, from my research, it seems to be citric acid seems to be the best way to go about that. So, and like in everything else I said, there's several products that I sell that can help with all of these factors that I just laid out. So check out that link in the description, and thanks for watching. I am Nature Hacker. Do work.